Welcome back, Craig. Welcome back. And to everyone else, welcome back to another episode of Just Boolin'. Um, Me and Sketch just got done watching X-Men episode 7, X-Men 97 episode 7. No, this is 8.
Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah, this is 8. Episode 8, Tolerance is Extinction, part 1. Because it has a little parentheses so that you know it's part 2 coming. And it was a doozy of an episode.
Yeah,
Solid.
it's
Solid
been a
episode.
banger. Yeah.
Let's see.
Huh.
Let's see. I did have a bunch of notes. All right, so Scott, cold ass line. I sent Nathan away to give him the best possible future, and it was so horrible he came back to stop it.
Yeah, that was a banger.
I feel like the having Cable back and the reveal of Bastion and the Prime Sentinels, which the the uniform's clean as fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like these next couple episodes are gonna be all bangers too.
Yeah. Absolute gas on them. I gotta say, I was skeptical but watchful early on, but they got me hooked. Whatever it is now, they got me. Can't say I won't jump off the wagon later on if they fuck up, but they got me. I'm here for the ride.
And look, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. You and I both, we were very, very opinionated about what they were doing wrong.
And to be fair, we had a right to be. We still have a right to be because it's a fandom we love and enjoy. And the stuff that we were worried about, it's still out there. We're not going to even get into talking about Disney as a whole, Amazon with their whole shtick.
But we will be getting into that in the future with other projects
Yes.
that we're working on. We
Yeah.
will be getting into people touching stuff.
Yeah, but for right now, this is about the positivity of this episode. We're giving a positive review of this because, like I said, it deserves one. This shit was gold.
It really was. Episode 8 told a solid story of what was going on, revealed the big bad in the series. Not revealed the big bad, explain more about the big bad of the series, his plan, fucking Magneto.
Oh, that whole.
First of all, they ain't had to do my boy and have him in his drawers just sitting there fucking splayed up and shit like that. Like they could have put some clothes on my guy. Like that's just someone wanted that, and it wasn't us. Not that I wasn't appreciative because I did take a screenshot and tweeted it too. So like, it's not that I didn't appreciate the shot. It's just y'all could have put my man in some clothes.
Yeah.
Y'all got all these other uniforms and shit like that, man. Y'all could have put my man in some clothes or whatever, but it's whatever. Bastion, I had a question. Explain his mutant power to me again. He can hear machines.
So from what they explained it in the actual show, that's what he's got. He's got the ability to
You
hear,
sound a little
machines.
far away.
Sorry. He has the ability to control machines, kind of like the motherfucker from X-Men Origins, the dude from the circus who could like mess with electronic stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what they got going on in the show. I don't remember that like that. From what I remember, he was created, but like I said, it's been a while.
And he was created.
Yeah, that's what I remember, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so that makes sense because in that episode, and I will make sure to clarify to put in the description of this episode when I do know what the thing is, but they did say he was created. They literally said that in this episode, I think, like from back in time and all that shit like that. Yeah. Created. Okay,
so like I said, and I'm one of those nerds. Just like if I don't remember it. and the show's gonna tell me, I'm just gonna let the show tell me instead
Yeah,
of
and
running around trying to.
I'm loving the story so far. I feel like I don't need to know a whole I want to know more, but for someone who's like, you know what? I learned a lot this episode. That's really cool. I know why the bad guy is doing what he's doing.
Yeah,
Um I know who is going to go up against him, and I know Magneto said enough.
bro, that
That shit. Ooh.
that shit was cold. But before any of that, I gotta say the reveal with Bastion's coming all together, that was cold. That was next level villainy. Seating all the everybody with the the Sentinel stuff and whatnot. Just everybody and their grandmas is Sentinel.
And look, I
And
honestly
then
thought he was just now starting that. Not that
nah.
they've been in production.
So I said earlier in the episode, I like the way he works. He reminds me of Adrian Veidt or Ozymandias from fucking The Watchmen. I don't know if you remember, but in The Watchmen at the very end, um, when he's like talking about his master plan and everything, it was like we well, we have a chance to stop you. Like, we countdown still going. Was like, no, my plan was complete hours ago. That's the kind of feel I get from him, from Bastion, and in this particular version of him, and I adore it. I want to say that I'm about to look this up actually. I want to say Nathan Fillion.
I did look that up during the
Who is
episode
it?
too. I am not gonna lie. Like I started looking it up and then I was like, I'm missing shit. So I said, fucking this can wait. Just give me a second. Hold on. We gotta know who fucking voice who was it um
Bastion.
wh- okay. Bastion voice actor.
I
That
don't
is
think it
not
is, but like Theo James. I'm not familiar.
it
He
still sounds a
just
little far away.
so I was in my tablet.
Yep. Theo James, you're right. No fucking way.
What does
That
he
is
voice?
Bastion.
What else does he voice?
It's not what he voices, what he's
Oh,
been in. He's been in the Divergent series. He's also been in the Netflix show The Gentleman. If you haven't seen it, it's based on a Guy Ritchie movie of the same thing. The Gentleman stars Matthew McConaughey. Blah 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 blah. Great fucking movie. Should watch. I will rewatch with you. And there's also a show on Netflix called The Gentleman. It's basically about a a guy in the weed business who decides he wants to get out, and then the trouble everyone makes for him trying to get out of the weed business. But it's not like it's sophisticated as fuck, dude.
oh,
And that guy
bro.
is a great actor. And wow, I'm man, I did not realize that was him. Wow, that is awesome, dude. And that is awesome, dude. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm
No, you're
fanning because
good.
I'm fangirling because
We just learned something.
fanboying because I learned something. Like I already liked him as an actor, so that's pretty dope. Like I need to go look at. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that I think is so cool that you do is that you know these people and these names. I think it's so cool every time you're like, oh, that's fucking blah 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 blah, or oh, that's fucking blah 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 blah. I'm like, that is so fucking cool, man. And you're always right, spot on. I mean, Nathan Fillion, he sounds like him a lot. I even thought so. That's different, but yeah, that's a fluke. But you've been spot on.
And I'm more of a nerd than anything. Like I
I
said,
think
nerd.
I'm
Like
a
I'm
face guy.
obsessed.
I'm more face, so I can
Yeah,
see a face and be like, oh, I know that face. Sound music, some with music too, but voices, it takes me a little bit. Oh
yeah. I
man.
I think that just my weird tick. Because I have a weird brain for Jing too. But yeah, that's who he sounded. I was like, yo, gotta look him up. But yeah, that dude is amazing. I love who they got for Bastion. The whole cast is pretty great.
Yeah, I have not been disappointed. And Cable had a lot of lines this episode, and I really enjoyed Cable this episode too. I enjoyed that voice. I heard when I closed my eyes a few times, I was like, damn man, okay, that's what Cable sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Also, I love the small bits of like them acting like parents and like the
Yeah, that
flash, the flash and the pan bits where they're like they everybody acknowledges it and then they move on. Like it was never forced. It was never. It never felt ham fisted like they were doing too much of it. There was like 2 or 3 scenes and that was it. And they never said
even
anything.
yeah, we even used to, it was corny. What did it say that? What did it say? Don't mess with the Summers or some shit
Yeah,
like that. And it
it
was
was so
corny as
corny.
fuck. And then they turned around and did that fucking badass superhero fucking landing, and I'm like, oh, they killed that shit, man.
Exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
man, let's
It
see
can be
what else.
cringe and cool at the same time.
Oh, one thing I fucking hated on the episode is, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first complained about it at the beginning of the episode, when the the reporter's shoes didn't burn up, I was like, okay, maybe I'm stupid, and her feet are just glowing a lot, and I just need to shut the fuck up, right? Because she blasted off, but it was just glowing. She kicked Beast and whatever, and I saw, okay, oh, she still got healed. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let me shut the fuck up. I complained. I was like, let me shut the fuck up. And then later on, all those other fucking Prime Sentinels blasted the fuck off with rockets at the
Yep.
bottom of their fucking feet, and their shoes were still there. Like, I get it. I get it. I know this is nitpicky as fuck. I get it, and I'm admitting it while I'm saying it. But it just bothered me, and because at that point, I get maybe they didn't want to do it. I'm thinking about it at this point. It's like, man, first off, that's a lot of toes that people got to draw. That's a lot of toes that somebody got to draw. Then they got to worry about the foot fetish people that fucking mad at how the shoes, the feet were drawn or whatever. All right, so I kind of, I kind of checked myself on this one.
That's fair.
I get
Nah,
why I get why because you could just make some shoes glow. It's easy. Okay, that's why I know it's nitpicky. Okay.
nah, but it's funny because I was sitting there saying it throughout the episode. I was like, nah, you valid. It's a nerd thing. It's like a nitpick thing.
Yeah,
I
he's like,
get
no,
it.
you right. He said, you speak your truth, and I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
speak
I'm
your shit,
mad,
bro. Yeah, like nah, it's the same thing. Let me tell you something. Fucking military people they like twitch a little bit whenever they see stuff in video games and movies. They get stuff wrong because they do it all the time. People do weird stuff like reloading animations. They use weird terminology or they say weird stuff. And you can, if you can watch military people just kind of tick a little bit, just like die a little bit inside. It's the same thing with nerds. Anytime somebody gets something like this small thing that like we think is like an easy, like how did you miss that? You got all this other stuff right. How did you miss that?
and that's one of those things. Just like shut up, because they got all this other stuff right. Shut up.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I want to, but you first off, you're not gonna tell me to shut up. So now I got to say what I want to say.
exactly. Yep. So now you fight. Now
Um,
you fight with yourself. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I get
now I'm
it. Like,
fighting with myself, and I realize it. They didn't want to draw a whole bunch of fucking toes and feet and shit and soles and shit. I get it. Okay. Kurt the Cutter, fucking three sword
bro,
style.
let's
That was dope
go.
as fuck. Oh, and that not to mention that the entire Wolverine and Nightcrawler fight scene, fucking dope. It was dope, man.
It was dope as fuck.
Oh, and then didn't Wolverine get to see through that fucking brimstone universe?
Yeah, he did. He got to see
That was
a little glimpse
cold.
of it.
That was fucking
I
cold.
called it, and I don't know if I'm completely wrong about
Yep.
this. I feel like Kurt's gonna die soon.
So explain that. You did mention that during the episode.
I don't know why.
Explain.
It's just Disney has this weird habit of like giving people the shine right as they're about to die.
Mm. Like Gambit was doing all that badass shit, then boom, he dead.
Exactly.
It still hurts a little bit.
I
It
mean,
hurts saying that.
he might not stay dead because I mean, Magneto didn't stay dead,
You're right. You're
but
right.
we also didn't see a body though.
Charles Xavier didn't stay dead.
Exactly.
We also did
So,
not see a body.
so we'll see on. But I really didn't want that to go down like that, but it didn't. So I'm happy. But that shit was tough. That shit
Ooh,
was mad tough.
oh, oh,
Also, they woke up Omega Red.
yo,
Fucking
cameos. I did write that down.
oh my
Fucking,
god,
we saw
brother.
Spider-Man fucking
Yep.
randomly, which I was fucking hype as fuck for that. Then we saw Silver Surfer.
Or not,
Then
not
we
Silver Surfer.
not
We
Silver
saw
Surfer,
Silver
Silver
Samurai.
Samurai, Silver
Yes,
Samurai.
sir.
Then we saw, and you heard me, and I'll tell you why in a second. When they showed Omega Red, I said, "Oh," because one of the very first Marvel action figure that I ever had was an Omega Red figure, and fucking he had the little whips, and I fucking could whip him around.
Yup.
Dude, that was my very, very, very first, not action figure, but like mutant action figure, and I loved that fucking thing. I knew nothing about him, but he's Russian, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I knew nothing about him. But you know, back then we didn't have Google or whatever, so I'm like, oh, this guy, you know, I'm happy to have what I fucking have, and so
Exactly.
I'm super hyped to fucking. They woke Omega Red, and didn't wait. Who did he fight a lot? Was that Wolverine? He fought a lot.
Colossus.
Colossus is the one. So that means we're gonna see Colossus soon.
I don't. We got to get because they're old enough. We got to get Kitty Pryde and Kitty
Yeah.
Pryde, Colossus, and
Iceman.
yep, Iceman. We already got
To me,
four.
my X-Men. You think
He's
that
got
called Iceman too?
he's got it.
I took a screenshot of that scene too. That was cool. I might make that my new background on my computer. Oh, let's see. The X car. They
No,
crashed the
I'm sorry.
Blackbird, and Sketch says the X car is a Toyota Supra
Yeah,
cruising through the fucking Grand Canyon and shit,
bro,
fucking in the fucking
moving.
car.
Also,
That they crash when Gene could literally fucking save them from and put them on the road. They let it crash for the cool guys don't look at explosion fucking
look,
scene.
look, man. Rule of cool. Also, before we get too far, I'm gonna correct myself. I just went and looked it up. You were right. He is a enemy of Wolverine alongside Sabretooth and Lady Deathstrike.
Okay, cool,
Yeah, you were
cool.
right. I remember him fight Colossus specifically, and that's why I always remember those two together.
No, the reason I said it is because I tell the story all the time, and I'm gonna tell it again when I'm gonna tell it again when me when we do we hang out with my cousin on Sunday. But there was a time I went to the stockyard. Basically a flea market, but in North Carolina we call it a stockyard. It was every Saturday. Everybody brought all this random shit on this fucking gravel lot. You went there, you bought shit, did what you know, fruit, fucking produce, old records, fucking clothes. You know, it's a flea market. Everyone knows flea market.
Yeah.
And so there was this thing, these comic books or whatever, and there was this uh cable #1 comic that I was going to get, but I put it down or did something or whatever, and I turned around and my cousin, this motherfucker bought it. So now it's his.
Oh,
It was a cable one, shiny cover, fucking gold, you know, hologram, not gold, but not hologram, but like the gold fucking like shiny shit or whatever. Like,
mhm.
but so the motherfucker took my comic, but besides that, like I got a bunch of comics in, and one of them I got it Wolverine and Omega Red was fighting. So
Let's
that's
go.
my basis on. I haven't followed the character too much, but at the same time, you know, near and dear to my heart because that's all I knew. But it's good to know. Good to know. What else did you say? Oh, you said this line was cold as fuck too. uh Bastion fucking was talking to old girl and he was like, "Yeah, man, you sound like the dinosaur was worried about the
Oh,
asteroid." And she said, "I'm more concerned you're the asteroid, Bastion." And you said, "Whoa, that was
yeah,
cold."
that was a
And I
cold
said,
fucking.
"Holy fuck!" And she's absolutely right.
Yeah, and
And you was like, you said, "Take that back," because look at his face.
yeah,
Look at his face when she said that.
because she says
Whew.
that she's like, I'm more worried about you being the asteroid, and he says nothing, and the camera looks at him, and he knows, you know that he knows, and he knows that you know that he knows.
He knows.
I love villains like him because it's inevitable for him. He's like, you're gonna try and stop this. You're gonna put up, an attempt. You're gonna make the best attempt you can, and I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to achieve my goal. And you have to admire that at some point, because if the good guys operated like this, it will be a completely different ballgame. But I think Magneto is working towards that. So,
Magneto.
and
Magneto said one word the whole episode. He went to Alaska or whatever,
I think it
Antarctica
was
or was it
Antarctica.
Antarctica? Yeah, Antarctica. Fucking started fucking magnetizing or whatever and said enough.
My
No
man went to the
power.
polls.
Fucking all powerful fucking prime sentinels falling out the air. Fucked with the wrong one. Oof. There
People
was a scene
forget
too when old girl. What was that girl? Who was
some of the girl on the TV.
the reporter? Yeah, that's right. She did turn into a sentinel too. I really thought she liked Hank, to be honest.
She did. She
But
probably did.
not enough to get turned into a prime sentinel.
Bro, we not ready for that conversation yet, but later on down the line they'll talk about it.
Oh, it was more
But
forced.
well, no, 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 no. It wasn't forced. That's the conversation we're not ready for. But it looks like
Exotic.
this
I
show,
get it.
yeah,
Exotic.
this conversation is being handled with by somebody. Somebody in the writers room is really looking at this. I like it. I like it. I was skeptical at first. I'm still a bit skeptical, but just because I know people don't take these kind of properties as seriously as they take other shit, and most of the time that's why they fail. And so I'm always going to be guarded about this kind of stuff. But I'm liking it, and I think the only reason I'm trying to resist it is because I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to get got. But I'm liking this.
Okay, okay. All right. So I'm not sure. I can't. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I asked. We started rating last episode. Um, or at least we start. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I forgot to ask your rating for the episode. So rate. Let's do. Let's remember. 'Cause we only got a few left. Um, what what do you rate this episode?
I'm gonna rate this episode at a strong 8.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna give it a strong 8 too. I'm gonna give it a strong 8 too. I think um that was a lot. Oh shit, we didn't even touch on old fucking Sunfire's fucking mom fucking putting him in the.
Oh, that's a quick one in and of itself. I will touch on that for a minute because she she basically operated like we knew she was going to operate anyway.
Yeah.
Props to them for them actually doing the accent work there also, by the way. Um, but what I want to touch on is when the Sentinels were chasing after Jubilee and Sunspot, how they handled that. We don't hurt you. You safe. And I want people to not gonna let this go over your head if it did. Think about this in real world applications. We don't have to bring intersectionality or any kind of weird stuff into it. Just think back to your school days. somebody do something real quick to mess with you, or they're chasing you around or whatever. And as soon as they get around anybody with some authority, oh no, 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 we were just funning around, we were just joking.
Poking and jiving.
That was just that scene was just cold because the fear on his face, he can't even articulate the fear because he doesn't know, and neither does Jubilee. It was just a nice moment, a nice touch. So yeah, I give it a strong 8.
Okay. All right. Um, I'm gonna give it a strong 8 too. Decent episode, and I'm super excited for next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, man, we watching the day of. I can't wait no longer. Um,
I'm down.
we also start. I mean, I want to make sure that we ask a question at the end of the episode, just engage and stuff like that. So the one I got for you this episode sketches. What is your favorite book?
Hmm.
If you want me to go first, I'll go first. Let you give you time to think.
Yeah, go ahead and go first.
All right, my favorite book is The Count of Monte Cristo. Um, I just love the story. It's a great fucking. I'm gonna take it back. The question is, what is one of your favorite books? Okay, the favorite is strong. Just
Yeah.
narrow it down to one is strong. One of
Um,
my favorite books is The Count of Monte Cristo. I just love the story behind it. I love the just the revenge behind it and all that stuff like that. That said, I found another book a couple years ago called "The Stars My Destination," which is basically a space version of The Count in Monte Cristo. Like, oh, dude, he's on a spaceship. He gets past. He wants to get saved. He's on the wreckage of a spaceship. This particular government ship goes by. He tries to get help, but they ignore him. So he goes on this fucking revenge quest type shit. It's pretty
hell
good.
yeah.
So I'm actually gonna. I told myself I'm gonna re reread it here shortly. It's coming up on time on my bi-yearly read.
So for me, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings, like huge. I love the Silmarillion because it's basically Tolkien's Bible. But if I have to give voice to what kind of started it all for me, um,
You're cutting out just a little bit.
if I had to give voice to what started it all for me, it would have to be The Thief by Megan Whalen Turner. Um, it is part of a series called The Thief of Eddis. Um, and it follows obviously a thief. He's been caught by a kingdom, and in order to save himself from getting killed, he is tasked with grabbing this extraordinary treasure. Um, and it follows him as a prisoner, with him, three companions, one of which is a kind of like a knight in training. The other two are a soldier and a magus, like a high
What's the main
scholar,
character's name again?
and bodyguard for the magus. Three, but yeah. So,
No. What's
but
the main characters?
the reason I loved it was because it bridged the gap between fantasy, um, and mythology. Specifically, it mixed Megan Turner's own mythology for that world with Greco-Roman mythology, but it did so in a way that didn't feel super forced or hoarded in. It just felt like a parallel world.
Okay.
Um, and it told a rather adult story. Like it wasn't one with a super happy ending, but it wasn't a
More
whole
of a this is
ending.
how shit happen. This is how shit
Yeah,
goes
no, like
sometimes.
this is life.
Was it
Where
a? Was it a? Um, is this part of a series or just one book?
yes, it's part of it's called the Thief of Edis.
Okay.
But yeah, the first book is called literally The Thief. And it's what kicked off my I already was predisposed to loving fantasy and stuff like that. But this book really bridged those gaps and allowed me to port over into fantasy from mythology. And I think the next book I read was The Hobbit, and I was ruined.
Okay. I'm gonna read that.
Actually, if you
Uh,
want, I have a copy.
You gotta look. Okay. I love a real book. Like I've been doing a lot of digital reading, so I'll take a real book
Hell
just
yeah,
to read.
I
Um,
got
let's see.
you. Here we connect book club.
Right. Dude, look, when I tell you, when it comes to fucking the here we connect umbrella, like I have like shit like here we read, here we watch, here we judge for like true crime, um, here we uh here we everything. I don't know what I was fucking thinking or smoking that day. I was like, man, I want here we everything. Here we watch, here we do blah 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 blah. Everywhere here we do whatever the fuck we want to do type shit. That was literally my whole plan. So that's why like I'm super excited to start. The Here We Connect live shows. The Here We bi-weekly we get together. We're talking chit chat and blah 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 with cool people type shit. So.
Right.
That's coming for everyone listening. We do got a couple good topics coming away. Lisa, we got yeah, we got something for you. Um, I'm definitely. I got Kindle credit, so I already got it on my Kindle.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna start reading that. I love a good book recommendation, man. I don't know if you know, man. I read a lot. Like just I work in ITs, but at the same time, I do have a little bit of downtime, and sometimes when things not broken, like instead of like watching shit, I read. I read everything, almost smut, whatever the fuck. It don't even matter. I read whatever. You recommend a book to me, I'll at least check it out. You know.
Hell yeah.
But this looks really good. So and also one of your favorites, I'm gonna read it just regardless. So I'm gonna let you know, and then we can talk about it in a future episode.
You know
I'm all
what?
about I'm all about a fucking Here We Connect book club, man. I've always wanted to fucking start a book club, dude.
Well, shit, I'm sure between the two of us, we got some recommendations for motherfuckers out.
Say fucking less. Say fucking less. All right. Um, thank you everyone for listening again. We appreciate it. Episode 11. Please be on the lookout for our other projects that me and Sketch are going to be involved in. He has a bunch of fucking great ideas. I'm telling you, I spent like 20 minutes gassing my dude up. Tell him he gotta get going on some things he working on. I cannot wait for y'all to see these things and experience them. Whew. But thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys next episode. Thank you.
Peace.